Hello and welcome back to Old School Garage. Today I will be cutting the entire frame assembly off, or at least getting a good start on the assembly. Currently right now getting ready to cut the top ramp system. So my issue is that the ramps go directly over the cab because it is a car hauler. So what I need to do is start getting some weight off of the entire ramp system. So let me get down. These top ramps pivot right here. So my idea is, if I can disconnect these ramps by cutting them right here, I can lower them down. I can lower these ramps right here down using these ramps with a winch. Lower them down, possibly pull them back slightly, and then disconnect the hinges and lower the ramps down from here to where I can get a good handle on them and I can start to cut them apart and get them off of the truck. This top section right up here tilts up like this. So to get that off, what I'm gonna do is cut this 1/4 inch plate that they have as like a gusset or a brace. There's a pin going through right here. I'm gonna cut right here on both sides. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then hopefully slide this entire assembly back is the idea right now. It'll be a little bit top heavy, but we can control that with straps. We're about to see how it goes. But hopefully everything will come off just fine. You can see that the bracing is only in that one spot. There's nothing welded right here. I can't see it, but I'm probably gonna have to disconnect these lift cylinders right here at some point. I don't know when in that part of the process, but we'll get there. So I also, as an update, did clean the other side. It rained last night, so it's not perfectly clean. But for a pretty old windshield, it came out all right. This window has a trash bag on it because I removed the window so that I could get another piece of glass made for this side. So, all right, it's time to get cracking on this car hauler frame. All right, so I used the electric winch here to lower it down. I just cut the steel right here. The cylinders did start to move a little bit when it started getting hotter, so I don't know if the seal was melting or something, but I just cut the 4x4 right there and dropped it down. I'm about to cut right here on these 4x4s, and then let's see, up here just got to get those pins out, and then the ramps will be separate, and I'll be able to fold the ramps back on their own, and that will give me a good opportunity to see what's going on up here. All right, so I have the top ramp tied off, and it's tied to that top piece right there. Right now it's at the tilting point. It took some jacking. There's a little tiny service jack and a long 4x4 to get it to a good pushing point, or pulling point for that matter. So now I'm going to finish pulling it over and then start disassembling it. We got the ramps, inner ramps off that run down here. There's one right there. and one right there. So you can see it, everything's disconnected. It's just about pulling it over now and running out of the way. All right, I'm at the tilting point, and this OSHA approved activity is about to take place. Well, there's that. All right. I couldn't get it on the first try, but I got it. That's all that matters. I did split the 4x4, probably when it was jacking. So that sucks. But now I got to figure out a way to cut it safely down. We will see how that goes. I'm thinking probably cut the plate here and then drop it inside the bed. But we'll see what happens. I was hoping it wouldn't meet this back ramp, because that's going to kind of cause a little issue there, but we'll see. All right, I had to take a break because of some crazy rain coming in, but it ended up going right past us. So what happened, this was branched out like that. I made a cut here and I made a cut here, not in that order, but it dropped those guys right off. So the entire ramp laid back on itself. And the ramp is sitting currently right here. My next step is going to be, or at least what I've decided currently, I'm going to make a cut right here, chop that inner piece out, and then I'm leaving this intact. The reason I'm leaving this intact is so that this guy will hold up this entire platform while I make the cuts down here. So all I have to do is cut it, cut it, cut it, and cut it as far or close as I can, of course, to the ramp. And then that way they'll be completely isolated from each other. I'll come around here. This has already been broken from smacking on it, but I'm gonna make a cut right here to break it free on this side, and then chop it right here. And the idea is that the ramp will fall into the center of the trailer or the truck. At least that is the idea currently. We'll see what happens, because these are pivoting. These move back and forth. So it's coming along so far.
I know this is a little bit weirdly formatted of how I'm showing this video, but I was not able to film the actual cutting process and removing of all the car hauler assembly off of the truck, because the person helping me did not want to be filmed. And so just for that, I was just taking pictures and doing little short clips here and there. So that's why this is formatted really weird, but just bear with me on that.
All right, I finished cutting the old ramps off. At least the top ones, the ones that were canted back here. They were by far the biggest. This is one ramp, and that's the other right here. They're probably 100, 150 pounds, something like that. Oh, they're probably a lot more than that. But the plan didn't really go out as I was hoping. Ended up having to cut these posts, which they would tilt this way and allow you to bring the ramps in and lower them. They didn't really go forward as I was hoping, so I ended up cutting here. This was already breaking, so the pin slid out of it. But the ramp, basically I just cut in the middle of them and spliced, not really a splice, but I cut in the middle of them and then cut these outer brackets, and the whole ramp just fell into the center of the bed, dragged it to the back and cut it up. I plan on reusing it, so I cut it at the weld seam that it was already manufactured at, or put together at. Look at this booger right here. Just weld it up as much as you possibly can. I just finished cutting the top rail off, or top ramps that were over the cab. So now there's nothing that's overhead anymore. So now I'm going to start disassembly from the side. Start cutting there, cut there, get these center sections out, and then start trying to keep as much of this big 4x4 as I possibly can and start getting that off of the top of the truck, and then I can start just lopping stuff off the side here.
As you can see by the pictures, I was able to finish cutting the car hauler assembly off. I was able to get everything cleanly cut off the frame pretty much with no real issues. The only issues that I encountered was that a lot of the parts were heavy, especially the main support pieces. I do not have a walk around video of the finished product of the truck, but what I do have is this picture of the end product. And you can see just the basic what has been done to the truck and getting the car hauler assembly off. In the next few videos, you will see me pressure washing the entire frame of the truck, the rear ends, the engine bay, and everything. So you'll be able to see the entire finished product of the car hauler frame being cut off. Now, this was a very short video with not a whole lot of content, but if you've gotten to this point, I appreciate you watching. Please stay tuned for more episodes on this truck and the other Dodge trucks that I have. And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And have a nice day.